Today we are going to quickly touch on something that I stumbled upon recently in regards to a subset of the true crime community. It's the proliferation of content creators that are using active missing person cases for their own financial gain, while simultaneously riling up their viewers with speculation, misinformation, accusations, threats, and outright lies about the family members of the missing or the missing themselves. It's become apparent this is a way to generate views and revenue. While they defend their content as free speech, it seems they've forgotten that free speech actually has some consequences. I'll go over the relevant points where the First Amendment, as ruled by the Supreme Court, actually doesn't apply. True threats and intimidation, incitement, harassment, unlawful conduct, and defamation. Where this is important in the context of this YouTube content, a non-public figure need only prove that the speaker was negligent in making the false statement. I'm sharing just two very tame examples of what I've come across. The one creator, Bullhorn Betty, she has a notorious history of outrageous behavior in missing child cases. And Pascal from the Pascal Show. He was, up until very recently, a respected commentator in the wider community. They and many others will hold themselves up as advocates for the missing and for victims. Yet their content and live streams continuously display all the ways to send them money, all while engaging in speculation, rumor, and it seems like outright fiction at times about the family of the missing children. This is the commodification of tragedy. In other words, a tragedy pimp.
If Katie did this, how would she do this? We know how Chris would do it, right? He either broke into the house or he was already there and Katie's lying. Obviously, there was a scent that went over to that new community. It stopped right there. Sounds like...
So, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not quite sure what yet, but I have a funny feeling when I get into town and I can't find that boy and that boy isn't found, I have a funny feeling you're going to hear from me. You're going to hear from me. So I would suggest, this is what I would suggest you do. I would suggest you pick up the phone, call law enforcement, and tell them the truth. Tell them what happened. Katie, you need to get the hell away from that man. You need to fight for your son and cut the shit. Nobody believes any of you.
We're relying on information and we're holding on information from liars. So, for example, Chris Proudfoot saying, "Oh yeah, we're not suspects. We're in the clear," and all that stuff. They've been out here saying those things all over social media, all on these interviews, etc. And we're holding on to those at bated breath, like that is scripture, when that's actually not the truth. We just heard it in that video, right? From right. the sheriff, right, saying, "Hey, right. no one's off the table. Like no one's been released. We're still looking into things." So I hope that Chris and Katie Proudfoot sit down, take several seats, and shut up. Stop doing these interviews. Stop trying to say things that are not true, because they've been doing nothing but lying since the time they started with these interviews in the first damn place. So that is, you're pointing out some very good points here.
100% guilty.
Oh yeah.
Morning, thanks for being here. We know how invested everybody is in the search for Sebastian, in finding out what happened to him and bringing him home. And we want to let everybody know he has not been forgotten. Nobody's forgotten about him. Nobody has given up looking for him. At the beginning of this investigation, there was a large land search for him. It was very visible. There were also waterways, lakes, ponds that were searched. There were aerial searches with helicopters and drones and fixed-wing planes. They were done at night. They were done on weekends. They were done during the day. That was very visible, and it was something everybody was able to see. But we want to let you know that even though there is not that high visibility in investigating this case that we are not done. It's gone back to what could be considered good old-fashioned police work. Interviewing individuals, re-interviewing individuals, checking out leads, rechecking leads. We have been working with other law enforcement agencies who have had, in other jurisdictions, who have perhaps had some complex cases of their own that they have worked on to get tips from them. We have had, this day of technology with everyone having cell phones and doorbells and ring bells and surveillance cameras. That, as you can imagine, has been a bit of a chore to be able to collect all those and then review them. It's important so we know what's out there. We have been reviewing that, reviewing it again. We have had other agencies involved. The FBI has been helpful in that. Secret Service has also been helpful in that. So we are just trying to do whatever we can to advance the investigation. It has not gone to a place where anybody has forgotten about him or is not pursuing this. The parents have been cooperative throughout at the beginning of the investigation. They have pretty much done whatever law enforcement has asked of them. At this point, we don't have any evidence. There is not any kind of an indication that there is a criminal element involved. But we are keeping options open. We don't know what has happened. We don't know where Sebastian is right now, so we are pursuing any and all avenues. We do want to caution there are some social media elements out there who purport to have information that is direct from the investigation. I just want to reiterate that is not the case. Some of the information that is being provided on some of the social media channels is inaccurate, incomplete. We don't want this to damage the investigation, so we would just caution anyone who is following the case to just use some caution as to what you see and what you believe. It's caused a bit of a distraction because a lot of what has been out there in some of the social media channels has been rumors and speculations and theories, and some of that has been advanced and people have caught a hold of it as if it's what's really happening. That has resulted in us getting information that is either, like I said, distracting. It's taking away time and effort from what the agencies need to be doing as far as looking for Sebastian.